You really have to wonder. In fact, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color, but I can declare that I did not graduate on affirmative action. This is my personal story.
I hear because of action affirmative. She can't even say that. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get in on your own. I couldn't make it on my own, so I needed to take opportunities from someone more deserving. This is how arrogant Joy Reid and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee are. They're so narcissistic, they think this is persuasive. They think we're like, oh, of course, that's why we need affirmative action, because you have impressed us with your brilliance. Of course. Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson. They think this is persuasive. They think as they kind of now reveal that I'm only here because of anti-white, anti-Asian forced discrimination policies that turn me into a bitter, resentful activist that hates white people, honestly, through our policies. Joy Reid continues. Again, this is just the narcissism embedded in this. This is a separate topic, but it's a affirmative action. Joy Reid, play cut 40.
Twitter might be on the slow road to obscurity as Mark Zuckerberg's rival app Threads has surpassed 100 million users in only 5 days. Meanwhile, Twitter users are mostly left with a ranting and raving Elon Musk and lots of racists. You have neo-Nazi Richard Spencer allowed to host Twitter Spaces. It's just one example of Twitter failing to regulate hate speech from their dues-paying blue checks, who are also spreading misinformation, with a new report showing that blue checks are fueling disinformation about the Ukraine war. Twitter now is useless to me. If people like me are leaving, I don't know how Twitter survives.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it will survive.
If people like me that are where we are because of affirmative action, how could they survive? These people think so highly of themselves. And Joy Reid is, without a doubt, the dumbest narcissist on television. And by the way, none of them believe in affirmative action. You're trying to tell me if Sheila Jackson Lee, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Flight 781 with nonstop service from Houston, Texas to Washington Reagan National Airport. I want to tell you that we have Sheila Jackson Lee on board, and in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black. Sheila Jackson Lee would be like, forget it, I'm off this plane. She would jump like, I ain't flying here. They don't believe it. Yeah, Andrew. But Ramon and Cadillac did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, and they're black. Who cares? I don't care the color of the skin of the pilot. I care, are you there because you earned it? My favorite word in the English language is earn. We should not give people things they did not earn. If you can't play in the game, then find another game to play. America needs to be a country that pursues excellence, not rewards mediocrity to appease the clamorings of an activist class. And they don't even believe it. When Joy Reid ever goes to get surgery, she's not going to be like, oh, I'm so glad I have a black surgeon. She would want the best surgeon. They don't even believe their own crap. More coming up next hour. Email me, freedom@charliekirk.com.